Hey, it's Dave Chapin. Welcome to the Wolf Sports YouTube channel. For the better part of 2 years, we've been told a fake narrative on Bo Nix's talent level. I already broke down his rookie season in a video you can watch by clicking the corner of your screen. And the disrespected quarterback is frankly making the haters look like fools again in year 2. This video focused on how great Nix has been in clutch moments, with the most comebacks of any player in their first 2 seasons since 1950. Down 17-3 against the Eagles, Nix led Denver to 18 fourth quarter points. The Philly defense has gotten better since this game, but still a top unit. This was the game-winning drive, and on a 3rd and 15, Nix throws a strike to Courtland Sutton for a first. Initially looked at Troy Franklin, actually does come open, but probably didn't like the body language on the route, compared to knowing he could work back and has great trust in Sutton. I want to mention that the quick release Nix has is such an asset, and a good release isn't talked about enough for quarterbacks. With the speed of NFL defenders, every millisecond matters. Honestly, many supposedly evaluating quarterbacks clearly don't notice when a major flaw like a very slow release is a reason someone might struggle at the next level. Next, they roll Nix to his right for a play designed for Evan Ingram over the middle. It's somewhat subtle and can be missed, but Nix puts the ball in the perfect spot, right on his tight end's left shoulder to turn up and away, helping him get up the field and break a tackle from Jalen Carter. Then, instead of tying the game, Sean Payton opts to go for the lead with a 2-point conversion attempt, rolls Nix out again, and once again it can be overlooked, whether intentionally or not, because people might not want to give Nix credit. It's a dot right in stride to Franklin. Now trying to ice the game, 3rd and 6, and Nix hits Sutton on another dime. Not bad coverage, but a perfect ball can allow your receivers to make plays, and Nix doesn't care that it's Quinyon Mitchell in coverage. You can also see Nix making some type of adjustment at the line of scrimmage here. Calmly hits his back foot and calmly and confidently goes to his number 1 in Sutton. Another huge play on this drive, 2nd and 14. Jihad Campbell is a free rusher, but Nix does not panic. Looks like he wants to hit Ingram on a hot route, but his poise shines, very quickly reloads and hits Sutton with a flat-footed sidearm release for Sutton to get 12 yards and put them right near the first down marker, which was converted on a penalty the next play. As stated, flat-footed, quick release, unconventional arm angle, and even with all that, he throws it to a spot that allows Sutton to know which direction to turn up the field and get yardage. Just outstanding. Low-ceiling guys don't make throws like this. Next to the Giants game, when Nix had 4 total touchdowns, 2 rushing, 2 passing, the first player to do that in a quarter in NFL history. Down 19-0, scored 33 fourth quarter points with a bunch of clutch plays. First play, the pocket gets a little bit muddy. Could have maybe stood in there, but knows he has the athleticism to roll out right and has chemistry with Franklin to break off his route and work to the sideline with him. Again, a dime and actually very good coverage. Nix might be the best thrower on the run in the league right now. That's part of why Sean Payton gets him on the move, as we saw against the Eagles, to the right. And this one off a deflection is caught for a touchdown by Franklin. You could say it's luck. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good, but it was a perfect throw in a tight spot to Sutton, leading to the deflection. Denver needed all the points they could get down 19, so a 2-point conversion attempt. Not sure if this was an RPO, but Nix killing defenses on the move. There's a total dot to Sutton. This angle shows how precise the throw had to be. Massive with needing every point in this one. Giants make it 26-8 after scoring on a crazy deflection that looked like it might seal it. Broncos not to be counted out though. 4th down, gotta have it. Nix was going to Pat Bryant, who has shown he can win on quick routes and his pass interference. Next, a 21-yard run where Nix shows off his exceptional spatial awareness and athleticism, sees the rusher make an inside move trying to get to him, and immediately knows the contain is broken, and he has a lot of room to run. Zone read here where Kayvon Thibodeau was sort of playing Nix more than J.K. Dobbins, but a great fake, and Nix probably felt that Thibodeau was close enough that he could use his speed to get around him and get the edge. Runs for a touchdown, and after you can see Thibodeau almost looks like he's telling him that was a nice play. Another 2-point conversion, sort of wide open in the back of the end zone, but Brian Burns is bearing down on Nix. A great job by Dobbins to slow him down a bit in pass protection, and he calmly sort of flat-footed again, throws a strike. It's a team game. The Broncos defense steps up with an interception of Jackson Dart to give Denver a short field. Drive is capped by Nix, getting it up and over 2 defenders, and to RJ Harvey for a touchdown. This cuts the lead to 3. Going for a game-winning drive, 3rd and 11. Nix taking a shot, giving his guy a chance, this time Marvin Mims. It's covered well, but as usual in key spots, Nix places the ball in position for Mims to make a play. 31-yard gain when they needed it. And he saw this last season of Mims, that Bengals game, and others when it's crunch time. The young quarterback's been coming through. Next, a screen in the flat to Ingram. He's wide open, but still Nix puts it right on the money for him to catch and run, and that plays a role in him getting up the field and eventually getting past a couple of defenders for the first. Looking to take the lead, they dial up a quarterback sweep for Nix, who gets perfect blocking and goes untouched with that speed. They're thrilled, looks like the game winner. The Giants shockingly took the lead back, due in part to a very questionable pass interference call against Riley Moss. So they have 33 seconds to get in position for a game-winning field goal. With needing every point, there were plenty of throws of the game, caliber passes by Nix. 18 seconds left. This is one of them. Just look how calm he is before the snap in these big situations. Thibodeau gets some push on the blind side, but Nix just looks like he's throwing in the backyard. Another back shoulder dot. They spike it, Will Lutz kicks the field goal straight through, and they win the game in epic fashion. Next, against the Texans, we know how good that defense is. A case for the best in the league, especially in Houston. That's incredibly challenging. Nix made some big-time throws in the second half, but I'll focus on the game-winning drive. The Texans can shut things down through the air, as they do here, but Nix totally makes them pay with an open rushing lane. Henry To'o just barely takes a couple of steps to his left in zone coverage, and he's not going to catch Nix after he takes off. To get closer in field goal range, they run a quarterback sweep again after it worked against the Giants. Nix gets down, setting up another game winner by Lutz. Most recently, the huge win over the Chiefs. Denver gets a stop on defense to get the ball to Nix. Game tied, 3rd and 15. You don't get this, the ball is going back to KC with a chance to get into field goal range and win it with no time left themselves. But you can see how calm Nix is. The rush of the Chiefs appears to be one where they just didn't want to let Nix run for yardage. I think there's a spy on him, but Nix smoothly moves outside the pocket. Sutton sees it and works open, and Nix hits him for a very underrated conversion. Finally, to essentially seal the win, before the play, Nix told Franklin to be ready on the corner route. The coverage is excellent, the route is blanketed, but Nix basically throws it on the back shoulder, and Franklin adjusted seamlessly. Incredible poise all around, and Nix was ice cold in this win, as he has been throughout his first 2 NFL seasons. So the haters that were waiting for any moment to criticize Nix, like the Thursday night football game against the Raiders, that was sort of a defensive battle. Neither offense really played well. The film didn't show Nix play nearly as bad as the narrative would suggest. Even if he did play super bad, which he didn't, off games certainly happen, and it's very weird how quickly the people that said Nix was no good, or whatever they said, were eager to bash him, almost with glee. Writers and analysts who, it's hard to find when they've been right. Nevertheless, they like to hate with no real reason to take them seriously based off track records. The critics just must not watch Nix play. The same thing happened to Josh Allen, and it's eerie how similar it is what's going on with Nix. Right before our eyes, him becoming what's looking like a potential superstar quarterback. These critics have no clue. They've proven it time and time again, and Nix is certainly a lot better at his job than they are at theirs. With that, happy Thanksgiving. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't, and giving it a thumbs up. Thank you for watching.